We're doing the Chok L'Yisrael Musar for Parashat Chukat for Monday. The Musar started by the concept of do not covet that is written as one of the 10 commandments. And it points out that the fact that Lo Tachmod is written without a Vav could be read also Lo Techamed. Don't cause yourself to be coveted. In other words, not only does a person have to refrain from coveting another, he should be careful not to, through his actions, cause another person to covet. Imbat, the other subject in the Musa, Imbat mitzvah le'adecha shelo bechavana. If a mitzvah came your way, not on purpose, you didn't have in mind to do that mitzvah. For instance, you found a lost object. And there's a mitzvah to do a Shabbat Avedah, to return that lost object. And that mitzvah, you had no intention, you had no plan that day to do that mitzvah. It just happened to fall into your hands. It came to you by surprise. Tismach, you should be very happy. V'titen shevach ve'odaya la'kadosh baruch hu, and you should thank and praise Hashem she'ina ota li'adcha la'asot, that He brought this mitzvah your way to do. So a mitzvah should be looked at as a gift from Hashem. Lo yisartet adam kontris adam al hasefer mipnei she'hasefer yesh lo kedusha ve'lazeh en ba kedusha. The next part here is speaking about the importance of being respectful towards books of Kodesh, like prayer books or Chumashim, or any book of Torah. We have to be very respectful towards those books. So therefore, you cannot take a notebook and make lines on the notebook on top of a book of Kodesh, because that's not being respectful to the book which is a holy book. Because the holy book has a certain amount of sanctity, and you cannot take a regular notebook and put it on top. And more so, and all the more so, it's forbidden to comb one's hair over a book of Kodesh, over a holy book, even if it's over the blank spaces or the blank pages. Sometimes in the beginning of the book you have some blank pages, and if a person wanted to use those blank pages for any type of use that is not respectful, even though there's no words of Torah written on those pages, since the book is a book of Torah or a book of prayer, it has a certain amount of sanctity, and therefore we have to be careful not to do anything that would be disrespectful to the holy books. And this is an important aspect to keep in mind. Sometimes people are not careful. They could put a book upside, not facing up. They could put on top of a book some personal effects, like I've seen sometimes people put sunglasses on top of a book, or their keys on top of a book. That will also be forbidden. Also, the order in which you put one book on top of the other has importance. Always a Chumash, which is one of the 5 books of the Torah, will go on top of the Nevi'im, which is the books of the Prophet. And the Nevi'im will go on top of the Ketubim, on top of the writings like Tehillim, or Mishle, or Shir HaShirim. And that will go on top of a Torah Shebe'al Peh, like a Mishnah, will go under all these Torah Shebichtav. So there is a certain amount of seniority or preference that we give to books as to which book has more importance than the other. And surely any book of Torah should be treated respectfully, and if they become unusable or torn, you cannot just dispose of them anyway. You have to make sure that you act in a respectful manner, and that's why, and we mentioned this yesterday, we're planning a Genizah on the 13th of July, which is actually the 15th of Tammuz, starting here at our synagogue at 10 o'clock in the morning. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.